Wild Card weekend is finally done. We're on to the divisional round, and we're going to be chatting about that today. Hope everyone's doing well. Man, the first week of football, it was all right. I feel like it went pretty well. I went 4-2 in my predictions. If you want to go back and look at the video I did a couple or like about a week ago, we tried to predict the entire playoffs. The two teams I picked to still be in it are still in it, but I did get two games wrong. I thought the Chargers were going to beat the Texans, and I completely thought that the Buccaneers were going to beat the Commanders. I didn't trust the rookie quarterback, but Jaden Daniels proved me wrong last week. So now we're on to the next round, and the AFC games, every game is different besides one. So I actually wanted to start with that game. We'll just talk about that one first. This is the game I talked about during those predictions because I thought this would happen, and that was going to be Bills versus Ravens. So let's just chat about this one first. This is the last game of the weekend, rightfully so. This is going to be the best game. And this is going to be pretty exciting. You know, earlier in the season, these two teams have faced off before. These are two MVP finalists in Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. You have two teams that I think a lot of people thought had a lot of questions defensively and health-wise. But both teams are looking really good going into this game. And this is kind of like who's going to get this playoff monkey off their back, you know? Lamar has gotten to the AFC Championship, so has Josh. They've never been able to pass it, so they're going to have to beat each other up to even get the opportunity to try to go to the Super Bowl. It should be a good game. And I'm going to be honest, if you guys saw that video, which was my predictions, I do not think my opinion has changed at all. I still think I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills, and I'll explain kind of why. There's like two big reasons. One, I don't think Derrick Henry is going to get the opportunity to do what he did against the Steelers last week. I think the Bills are going to lock in on him, and I think once that run game can get at least somewhat stifled, not saying they're going to completely stop him, but I do think he's going to cause I don't think he's going to cause as much of a big issue against the Bills. And the other big thing is Zay Flowers' health. It's another day, and we're sitting here, it's 4 p.m. on a Thursday. They play Sunday night, and Zay Flowers still has not participated in practice. That's a little worrying. Bills could catch a break with the top wide receiver missing practice again by Sports Illustrated just posted. They are playing in a cold game. I'm not too worried about that. Baltimore gets cold weather. Lamar has played well in cold weather. Cold weather is suitable for the ground game. So that isn't necessarily my worry. I do think this game is going to come down to one pivotal thing. You know, obviously, no Zay Flowers. That's going to be effective. I think the Bills' defense will do a much better job at handling Derrick Henry than the Steelers' defense did. And I do think this game is going to come down to a field goal. And for these games, now that we're down to like only a few, I will be actually also giving my score prediction. I think it's going to come down to a missed field goal by Justin Tucker. It's riding on the wall. Justin Tucker misses a random field goal in this game. Justin Tucker misses a 30-yard chip shot. He misses an extra point. He's been missing a lot this year, and I think it's been slowly ramping up as a quiet underbelly storyline. Because if you look at the Ravens, your first thought isn't, their kicker's going to miss them a game-winning kick. Because the GOAT kicker is Justin Tucker. You don't expect that. But he's missed enough this year, and he's been slightly off that I think it might creep up at the worst possible time. And I think that's going to be in this game. It might not be for like the game winner. It won't be the last second. But it'll be like sometime late in the third, early fourth quarter when they're like, they might be trying to go for a lead. They miss it and they don't get that lead. And that just allows the Bills to come back down and, finalize the game. Or it could be the game-winning kick that they just miss. Who knows? But I do think this is going to come down to Justin Tucker. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to bet against him. So for this one, I'm taking the Bills to move on to the AFC Championship game. And I'm going to go, let's say, 24-21 Bills in a nice ice-cold game up in New York. All right, let's move on to the next one. So we did this one. Let's just completely work backwards. So let's work on the Sunday game. We have Rams-Eagles. Now, this is a complicated game. Because if you, again, saw my prediction video, I did have the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. I do believe they could still do that. But I'm not going to lie. The Rams played really well this last week. Now, again, it was against Sam Darnold, and I had my questions about him. That's why I picked the Rams to win last week because I just don't trust that guy, and I definitely trust the Eagles more. They've been to a Super Bowl, they've won playoff games. Um, I've seen them do it before, but I've also seen this Rams team do it before. Uh, and so I'm sitting back, and the big reason why I have issues with this game is because at the beginning of the playoffs, I said I think the Eagles are going to go the way, but then at the beginning of the season, months ago, let me see if I can actually pull this up actually while we're chatting about it. But months ago, I was talking about how I think the Rams actually have a pretty sneaky shot at getting to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season. And so I made a prediction, and I'll just show you guys the evidence here. I was showing it to a couple of my homies today. Now, I had faith in this team. Let's open this up. Yeah, let's pull this in. Boop. If we open this guy up, I believe I had the Chiefs to beat the Rams. Exactly. You can look at the date I placed it. September 3rd. September 3rd, I had that. And I still think they could do it, legitimately. And so I'm actually going to do a little bit of an about face on this one. I'm going to do a little bit of an about face. I'm going to take the Rams to win this game. There's a few reasons why. One reason is, let's talk about how good the Rams are first. The Rams are excellent. Their defensive core that they have been able to build with Fisk and with Jared Verse, and they have such a good front four building that are all rookies. They're super young. They're super talented. They're hungry. And you can tell. And this is the perfect situation to be a young player on, in my opinion, because you then have these veterans like a Cooper Kupp, a Tyler Higbee, a Matthew Stafford, who have been in these situations, who are ready for them and are ready to carry at least the offensive load to get you deeper in the playoffs. Well, hey, we're going to play great. We're going to get ourselves in a situation where we can win these games. We have a great running back in Kyron Williams. We have a great quarterback. We have two elite wide receiver options with low-key two underrated wide receivers underneath them with Tutu Atwell, who I think is actually pretty damn good. He just doesn't get his shot because he's shoved down the depth chart. And the Demarcus Robinson, who's there when you need him. Tyler Higbee was getting force-fed last game. Looks like he's looking pretty healthy, and they're going to try to use him a lot more. And the other big thing, so I think like that combo of things, plus with the motivation that's what's happened in LA this last week, which again, thoughts and prayers out to everyone out down there. I think this team is playing for something bigger than them. And we've seen this before with like the Saints, and I believe it was 2011 when they won the Super Bowl. They're coming in after Katrina, and they're like, we have a mission, we have a team, we have an identity, and we're gonna go for it. And I think this Rams team is right there in the motivation, or at least the same spiritual mindset, where they're like, we have a really good team, we have veteran quarterbacks, we have one of the best coaches in the game, we have a city that is backing us, and I'm not gonna say needs you, but like the energy that this team would bring. You have we've been talking about LA all year because of Kendrick Lamar. He's playing at the Super Bowl. It just feels right that the Rams are gonna do it, and so I'm choosing to believe that they can. I'm choosing to believe that they can, and I'm from Los Angeles, born there. I don't claim many of the teams there, just because I moved up to out of there pretty quickly. But I do have a soft spot for LA, and I really do want to see them win. I wouldn't be picking them if I didn't think they actually could. But I legitimately think the Rams could beat this Eagles team, and the biggest reason is Saquon Barkley's all that, and he's gonna be an issue. But am I gonna say it? And hey, Jalen Hurts, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But how good is Jalen Hurts this year? How good is he playing? Is he playing well enough to win a Super Bowl? Is this pass game good enough to play a Super Bowl? I don't like 3 targets to A.J. Brown the entire game. I don't really like A.J. Brown reading a book on the sideline. Even though he says he's done it all year. Sure, dude. I don't like it. I don't like the look. I don't like the optics, the story, the cloud that's been hanging over this team's head all year it's been there. It pokes in and out. It's like a semi-cloudy day. You get the sun, you get the clouds, but it's too much noise happening for me. And I think this Rams team is playing with some real heart, and I think they want this more than anything. So I think they go into Philadelphia, and I think they get the dub. I think that's kind of my big upset of the week. It's Rams going into Eagles and beating them. Because also, if that happens, let's just go ahead and take a look at the next game I want to talk about, the Saturday night game, the Commanders Lions game. If that happens, and I'm just going to go out and say it, I'm picking the Lions to win. We get Matt Stafford going into Ford Field, his old stomping grounds. Again, they played last season, and the Lions beat them. Going back in there for a chance to go to the Super Bowl to beat his old team, who obviously they both share so much love for each other. Jared Goff would be playing against a team he took to the Super Bowl in the Rams to try to take his new team there. It's pretty excellent. I think that's what we're gearing up for. Let's talk about this game though a bit. I'm picking the Lions. I like the Commanders a lot. They had a great win. This is a great foundation to build off of. Hey, Jaden Daniels, rookie QB, gets a away playoff win. Huge. You go into this, I expect it to be a fight, but the Lions are just getting healthy at the right time. Wrong time for the Commanders. They are fighting well. David Montgomery is going to will his way back. This is another team that's playing with a lot of heart, a lot of grit. I think they've been really waiting for this moment since last year when they couldn't beat the 49ers, and they should have, to be completely honest. I'm excited to see what this team does. I'm excited to see what they do. I don't honestly have much to say about this game. I am going to say this is my pack watch. I need to get an alarm. This is my pack watch of the weekend. There's not many games to pick a pack watch to. I think this is going to be an absolute blowout, sadly. I love the Commanders. I love what they've done this year. I just don't think they're necessarily ready for this moment. Again, I said that last week about it, but I think the Bucs are a completely different team than the Lions are. So, hey, Commanders, Jane Daniels, prove me wrong, because I like you, and I want to see you guys move on. I really fuck with Austin Eckler. I like Bobby Wagner. I like Lattimore. I like your team. I just think the Lions just might have your upper hand here. And now the game everyone wants me to talk about. And I saved it for last for a reason. It's my Kansas City Chiefs are starting off divisional weekend versus the Houston Texans. Now, if you guys do not remember, the last time that the Chiefs played the Houston Texans in a divisional game, it was the game we went down in the first quarter, 24-0. And then by halftime, it was 28-24. We had come all the way back to take the lead. And then we ended up blowing them out, 51-31. That was one of the craziest games. That was on our way to the first Super Bowl of the Mahomes era. My first Super Bowl I got to live through with my team. It's going to be a great game, I think. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people suspect. I think Nico Collins is going to absolutely shred us. I think Dalton Schultz, hey, I'm not really much of a betting man anymore. Not as much. But, man, if you guys got free money and you guys need to double it up, throw it on the minimum line for Dalton Schultz receiving yards or receptions. He's going to get targeted a ton. I'm telling you, the Chiefs have such an issue with guarding the tight end position, and I do know CJ likes Dalton, and I think he's going to get a lot of reps today. But I think we're going to give it to him because I'm telling you right now, Joe Mixon, he is not going to be running on us. This Chiefs run defense is elite and very good, and I do think the wide receivers are going to be toned down a bit. Listen, I love Nico Collins. I think he's really good. He is going to be going up against, I think they'll probably put Trent McDuffie on him. And if they don't put McDuffie on him, we have Jalen Watson, which I wonder if they have that article here. Which identifies, no, they don't. Yeah, they do. So yeah, Chiefs plan to activate Watson off IR, and he's been listed today on the Chiefs' Twitter as questionable. So it looks like he's going to be coming back. All signs are pointing towards Jalen Watson coming back, which is huge. When he is in the game, our defense is elite. He is just that second corner that we need to push us kind of that step further. When we didn't have him, hey, listen, I love Chamari Connor. I have his jersey signed in my closet. It's going to get framed. We're going to get his jersey right up here soon. But I love him. I love Najee Johnson. I love these guys. They're just not, they don't complete the team like Jalen Watson does. So he's coming back in. Our run defense is going to be good. And, man, our offense, let me tell you right now, it's healthy. We just had almost a month off. Travis is going to be unlocked. Hollywood Brown's going to finally start running some more routes, which I'm excited for. We'll see what he can do. Xavier Worthy has been introduced so much into this offense, and now I think he's going to be that Rashee Rice role where it's like, we're going to lean on you, young man, as a rookie. But we saw what we could do with that last year with Rashee Rice. Take us there. And if you can't, that's okay because we have our secret weapon, which is DeAndre Hopkins. And let me tell you right now, no one is talking about DeAndre Hopkins. I haven't seen a single take. I haven't seen a single tweet. I follow a lot of betting bros. I haven't seen anyone take him. No one's talking about DeAndre Hopkins. It's like he poof vanished off the field. One, I think they've been hiding him. I think they've purposely not been using him these last few weeks. One, he's old. I think they've been trying to give him a little bit of rest, but he's going to be elite in these playoffs. It's a revenge game for him. I think they want him to come out hungry. We actually have a couple Texans, ex-Texans on our team. Justin Reed is also an ex-Texan. He's our safety. So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people suspect. I think it's going to be really good. But I think the Chiefs get the win. I think our offense starts to heat up, and I think we get ourselves prepared for the big AFC Championship game, which is the game I truly don't know which way it's going to go. But for right now, I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win this one. I didn't give scores for the other games, I just realized, so we'll just go back over and do that quickly. But I'm going to go Chiefs versus Texans. They beat them. I'm going to say Chiefs score a crisp 27. The Texans are going to score a nice 19. 27-19 is my guess for this one here. Within a touchdown, but I think we put it away late with like a field goal or something. Let's talk about the other the scores here. I think this is a blowout. I think Lions win like 35 to like 17 versus the Commanders. And I think Rams-Eagles is going to come down to, it's going to be a defensive juggernaut game. I think it's going to be like 13-10. Rams win on a last-minute field goal. So that's my prediction. If that happens, that means we have the Rams going to Detroit, and we have the Buffalo Bills coming to Kansas City. That's the hope. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're going to have Rams-Lions. I think we're going to have Chiefs-Bills, and we'll see who moves on from there. We'll see if I can go 4 for 4. We went 4 for 2 last time, so maybe we'll go 3-1. I will say, if I'm going to be wrong about any of these, it's probably Eagles-Rams. It could also be Ravens-Bills, but we'll see. It could be any game, really. Texans could beat us. Who knows? I don't think so, though. But, yeah, we're moving on. We're that much closer to potentially seeing some history or a new team win. It's going to be fun. I will say, if the Chiefs get eliminated, we will be riding with the Rams on this channel. If they both get eliminated, we will be talking about we'll be doing some mock drafts. That'll be the plan. Regardless, appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to, again, reminder, we're going to be live streaming on the channel Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to be watching the Chiefs-Texans game live here. I will not obviously have the game on. It's going to be kind of like a secondary screen experience. So just throw the YouTube stream up on your phone while you're watching the game. You'll be able to watch with me. I'll be a stress ball. I'll tell you that right now. But it's going to be a really fun time. So yeah, swing on by, and then I'll see you guys with a video next week. I think I'm going to let the whole round play out. So I think on Monday we'll have a recap video, and then we'll do a look ahead video, I think Thursday again. And then next week, I think I'm going to try to fill in with a little bit of we might start talking about drafts stuff. I'm kind of waiting until the order is finalized, and we kind of got to wait throughout the playoffs because we don't know who's picking last yet. But once we get closer and closer and teams start getting eliminated, we'll start talking about that mock draft stuff. So we're getting to the off season. We're getting to the Super Bowl. It's getting close. Real football starting. These are 4 really great games, so I'm excited. And yeah, appreciate you guys coming by. See you guys next time. Stay high.